Hi everybody, I wanted to give you my review of the masterclass with Mario. I went this past weekend in New York City and there's a little wait outside where you're waiting for the doors to open. So the event actually begins at noon, but you can open the door at 11 and they'll let you into your seats. They supply lunch for you and they also give you a lot of goodies, which was really the best part. You learn from Mario, you can ask questions and interact during the entire thing. It's kind of hard for him to hear you, so he had an assistant there who was kind of translating. I think that in the future, Mario, maybe you could have a microphone and maybe they run out to the audience and give that person the microphone so everybody can hear and so that you can hear. That's a suggestion I have for you. But I love that you had diamond level was the first 5 or 6 rows. You're right in the front. That's what I got. I also love that they monitored it by putting a band on you of a certain color so that someone who maybe didn't belong in the first 6 rows wasn't there. And you had people from around the world. So you had people who flew in from Hong Kong, and the one girl who did fly in from Hong Kong, he gave her his brand new vitamins, which he did in partnership. So that was kind of neat for her. There were people from London, there were people from all over the world. It was pretty cool, but that was the farthest location. In terms of the mix, it was predominantly in New York because obviously it was in New York, so it was nice and close. So I'd say about 50% of the participants who were there were from New York City. Then he went ahead and asked everybody how many professional makeup artists were in the group. I'd say that was about 65%. 35% of the attendees there were someone who just were enamored with what he does and wants to learn more. For me personally, because I'm on TV, I have to do my makeup, I'm going to say maybe 40% of the time. So, and obviously if I'm going out or doing any appearances for any titles that I have, then I need to have makeup done, makeup ready. So I thought I might as well up my game. And it definitely helped me with that, especially for contouring. I learned a lot about contouring. He told us about favorite products. And then of course at the end, you get a certificate of completion. And I'm gonna show you what this is. I really love the paper he did. This is better than any certificate paper I've ever gotten. But take a look. I wrote my name in. He gives it to you blank. It's all inclusive. You get that when you come in. I love the quality of everything that he does. He's very classy. He chose a gorgeous model. She was a dark-skinned black woman who just absolutely looked gorgeous, obviously without makeup. But then he upped her game to add a little glamour. And he really taught you how to use more than one color on your face. So if you are African American, I highly recommend using his technique. He uses at least 2 colors on the face so that you're highlighting and brightening underneath the eyes and around the area around your brows. And he does a little bit of a tea with lighter colors so that there's more dimension to our faces, and that's for any color of skin tone. So I think that was amazing. Then he gives you the masterclass binder book. You write your notes in it. I wrote tons of notes. I wrote down product that I want to buy. I kind of talked about what he chose to do and techniques and what brushes he used. So it was really helpful, and I wrote pages and pages in there. And then he gave us a huge bag as we exited the building. In terms of food, they usually have 3 choices at lunchtime. So with the lunches, if you are vegetarian, they have a pasta version. If you're someone like you're gluten-free, I highly recommend you bring your own goodies. And for a lot of you who maybe you love to just eat whatever, they have the drinks, there's dessert, and there's also going to be a little box for everybody. You have about 40 minutes to eat, and then you have to go back inside. But I just thought that it was a nice little break because it is a long time to be sitting there. So my only thing about this entire experience is I think that Mario needs to be able to do two models in one shot. So in the morning should be one model, in the afternoon should be another model. I also think he needs to have purposeful master classes. Like maybe there's one that's bridal. He does a younger woman and then he does an older woman, because there was a lot of questions there from makeup artists about how to put makeup on older skin. And I think he's using these models that are really gorgeous. I understand you want symmetry and it shows off your work beautifully, but it would have been good to have maybe one that had less symmetry or one that had less perfect skin, like someone more my age, that you could teach more on others. Also, we're all going to get older, right? So it's like eventually, if you're in your 20s now, you want to have those skills for later. So I just think it can only help. The last thing I would recommend is I think you need two different skin tones for your learning lessons. So maybe the first group is going to be someone really with darker skin tone, and then you go lighter skin tone in the afternoon. So that way you're really hitting something that everyone in the audience can learn from. The other thing is maybe even do targeted sessions. One is bridal, one is going to be for, I'm just thinking over 40. It could be a more natural look in the morning and a glam look in the afternoon. But giving us a little more, because honestly, sitting there for that long from, 5 hours or whatever it was, it's a long time for one model. You're like, just do the lips already. For goodness gracious sakes, we don't have 5 hours to do our makeup. I want to see it at a faster pace, and maybe he should hold questions at certain points or only allow for questions at certain points. And I think his workers need to be more in control of that so that he doesn't have to be constantly calling for stuff from the side. So that is my 5 cents. But it is definitely worth it. The goodie bag alone is $1,500 worth of stuff, gals. I went online and I calculated it all. It was over $1,500. So if you're paying $800 for your seat and you're getting a picture with Mario and you're getting all this stuff, it is worth it. So that is my 5 cents. But Mario, try to target your sessions more and do 2 models so we can learn more from you during that. I'm hoping to go back again. I want to go to another session, but the thing is I just don't know what I'm going to learn. So if you categorize it and make it a title and make it something specific, maybe even people would go to more than one because they want to learn that technique. So now I'm going to be doing my opening of all of the goodies and expose all the fabulous brands that he's given you, just to give you an idea of what it is that you would get if you went to the masterclass. So stay tuned. That'll be in my part 2.